What's going on, everybody? It's your host, Dr. Splash, and I recently tried out a take on what seems to be a pretty popular conversation in the battle community, which is taking characters and put them in universes to see how they do realistically. We did so with Hulk in DC Comics. You guys seem to have a ton of fun with that. So we're back today, this time with Sonic the Hedgehog. I will be using comics and games, basically him at his strongest. How does he do realistically in Marvel Comics? I think we will have a lot of fun with this one, and I'm pretty sure nobody will accuse me of being biased towards Sonic, as I've never shown any interest in Sonic, so it should be fun to hear my take. If you guys love this content and love this style of video, like and subscribe. It means the world to me, and it helps really make this channel grow. And join my Discord if you haven't already. That's how you are able to sign up for the monthly giveaways. The giveaways are going out this week. We had our 3 winners, so it's super dope, and we're doing another one in a couple weeks. So definitely check that out. But without further ado, let's begin. So before we send Sonic the Hedgehog fully into the Marvel Universe, we need to go over what exactly he brings to the table. Now, for one, Sonic the Hedgehog, I believe, is wildly underrated. And the reason I say that is because when DC vs. Sonic dropped, and this is essentially the idea of comic book Sonic that we're dealing with, people were shocked. He was keeping up with characters like Flash, Reverse Flash, and characters of those tiers. And I don't think you should be, and here's why. You see, even early on in his comic book runs, we saw Sonic was dealing with an extreme version of not just speed, but comic book plot armor bullshit. You see, not only, let's get this out the way. Obviously, he's best known for speed. So fast, can knock out his own shadow, which, based on the laws of physics, shouldn't be possible. He can run outside of time, space, outside of physics itself. He can run outside the stories. He can run beyond the no zones, which is essentially beyond universes, multiverses, stories, all these things. It's supposed to be above all this. He's going there. His speed is ridiculous. Has run to the real world or the worlds beyond. Has run to the writers. You name it, Sonic through speed has gotten there. It's absolute bullshit. So in terms of arguing the speed of Sonic and how fast he really is, easily you can get into the higher metas of speed tiering, and he should be one of the fastest in all of fiction. Now, in terms of what other hacks he brings, what makes him special, obviously when you go that speed, your AP should be pretty devastating. Now, granted, Sonic doesn't necessarily, he's not a character that really runs around and blows shit up. It's kind of like how you hit people with the what planets has Goku blown up. That's not really what Goku does. Sonic isn't really a character with crazy AP feats, but he has fought characters that embody universes, embody concepts. They've blown up zones, which, as I said, can be countless or infinite in size, and even can be multiverses in its entirety. So he definitely does scale to that, as well as he has something theorized by Robotnik to essentially be the Chaos Theory, or the Chaos Force, that naturally imbues Sonic. And what does this do? Well, this is a power source that Robotnik theorizes is so extreme. The only way to essentially take down Sonic permanently would be to usurp authority over not just Sonic, but over fiction itself. That includes the games, the movies, the shows, the comics, you name it. You would have to essentially take domain over all of that in order to actually fundamentally defeat Sonic, which is absolutely absurd. Which, by the way, Robotnik attempted to do that. He's fucking crazy. If you guys want to see like Robotnik in a battle, maybe I'll put him against Lex Luthor or something. He's actually done some crazy shit in the comics. But that aside, he essentially has plot armor, plot manipulation, fate hacks, narrative hacks. He can change the story himself. He can run out of the story. He is aware fundamentally of what is going on, of what is unfolding. He can even tell you what's going to happen in several pages or literally later in the story. He can even produce his own story, interact with the readers, ask the readers for help, and design stories himself, which even writers have stated, like Sonic, we can't really stop Sonic at this point. So in terms of nasty hacks, I mean, his plot, narrative hacks, his speed, all of these things, his lux manipulation, probability manipulation, you could call it. Basically, all of those things should be encompassed by this chaos force that ultimately imbues Sonic, essentially giving him main character syndrome at an elite level. So we've kind of discussed how broken Sonic really is when you take him at his peak and what he is capable of and what he has pulled off. When we take this idea of Sonic and we throw him into Marvel, realistically, how far does he get? Well, for one, speed-wise, let's get the obvious out of the way. Not many characters can really deal with Sonic at his best. Like, they just blatantly don't have the speed to catch him. This would require higher tiers of characters that have done the kind of bullshit he has to even perceive him. This would be the likes of, I think, a God of Stories Loki could. I think Immortal Thor, like peak Thor, probably could, given what he has battled and what he has even killed. I think the likes of the Elder Gods could do so, Beyonder, the likes of Phoenix, Eternal Storm. These characters, Hadad, like those characters, the stronger characters, the fastest characters, the characters that have arguments, the Never Queen, of course, of moving outside of existence, even pages, stories, narratives themselves. These characters and how far they scale, that's the kind of speed we're talking about with Sonic, pretty comfortably. So most characters can't even deal with the raw speed of Sonic. Like, he's dealing with most of Marvel just off speed alone. However, once we get characters that can deal with his speed, it gets a little more interesting because Sonic, while he has his plot, narrative, all that stuff, his actual bag of tricks isn't super crazy, especially in a crossover event where he's going to another universe. So it does get a little spicy for him. I think at that point, we're going to have to look at what it's going to take to beat this version of Sonic. For one, you got to have the speed to catch him. So we're going to have characters that can corral him or track him down. This would more than likely be the higher tier magic characters, the Elder God tiers, and the higher cosmic beings in Marvel that could actually pull off something like this to that extreme of degree. Now, we're also going to need some heavy AP, right? As a being who has tanked going through zones being destroyed, which would essentially be universes or even multiverses to an endless degree being destroyed on top of him and fighting characters that embody such, you can make an argument for pretty good damn durability, especially if we're talking about like plot bullshit, right? But a character like a serious Immortal Thor with his weapons, especially the narrative ones, a God of Stories Loki, a Beyonder, a Blue Marvel, these tier characters, Phoenix, Storm, like those tiers, if they are rocking the shit out of Sonic, I actually do think they would put him down. Like, obviously, Fractured Sun Hulk or Infernal Hulk, if they get their hands on him, that'd be a problem too. The argument there becomes speed, but the magic and narrative hacks of characters like God of Stories Loki, Eldest Loki, you could argue to a degree even the likes of Enchantress, Doctor Strange if he's locked in. There's a bunch of characters with the magic and the narrative hacks to actually start bombarding Sonic. Basically throwing stuff at Sonic he's not typically used to fighting back against him. What I mean by that is, while he's exercising his hacks, while he's using, narrative bullshit, plot-induced bullshit, all these things, the other characters don't really have an answer to this. They're not really on the same level. They're not really hitting with the same hacks as he is. So, essentially, he's not going to be that unique or special to some of these high tiers that can do the same thing. And I think that's where it becomes problematic. I think where Sonic runs into an issue is with the characters that have the arguments for being able to perceive him and perceive that speed, and definitely have the versatility, whether through magic or extreme tiers of reality warping and narrative manipulation. I mean, even the Celestials alone created narrative machines that could pop out stories, cosmos, and creations, and gods, all that. Those tiers of characters, once they get their hands on Sonic, and once they actually start bombarding him with both the AP and the likes of the hacks, I think eventually Sonic will be brought down. I do think he does a ton of damage in Marvel, especially at his peak. I just think he has the narrative BS and the speed to do a whole lot of damage. But eventually, Marvel's higher tier characters that have the hacks, the versatility, and the speed to perceive Sonic, I definitely think a ton of Marvel characters just outright have better hacks and better bags of tricks to deal with Sonic than Sonic does have in return. So once he starts leveling out at characters that can keep up with him, who definitely have better bags of tricks, that's where he runs into issue. I think someone like God of Stories Loki is a really bad matchup for him. Is someone that can kind of counter the stuff he's doing. Even Cosmic Ghost Rider, Sonic, both him and Sonic are kind of goofy. Like that, that might be a goofy off. Like there's gonna be certain characters that just ultimately can match Sonic, but I'll be the first to admit it's not a whole bunch, especially at his peak. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Who do you think would be the one to take down Sonic? Do you think it's lower tier characters than I named? Do you think I was wrong? Do you think he beat someone like a Loki or a Beyonder or a Blue Marvel or a Mortal Thor? Let me know in the comment section down below, or Eldest Loki. Those are some of the names I threw out there. I really am curious to hear what you think. I also don't think he beats Eldest. I think Eldest might snatch him up like she did Fractured Son Hulk. Want to see what you guys think. But yeah, anyways, guys, it's been your host, Dr. Splash. I had a lot of fun with this. Another character that won in my battle core group in terms of characters that should invade was Spawn. So let me know who you want to see Spawn invade. Do you want to see him invade DC or Marvel? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And remember, it's Yancey Street, bitches.